Well, hello and good morning. Welcome and welcome back, everybody. It's early and I'm still having my coffee, but we were guided to go live for lunch, so we're going to see what comes through. I've got my AstroDice here, and we're going to pull some pineapple charms. So for those of you not familiar with pineapple charming is a discernment pineapple to help you recognize whether or not a reading is for you. There's a lot of people on social media, especially YouTube, that get kind of hooked on online readings, and they try and force every reading to fit for them, and it's not healthy. So pineapple charming is to help you discern if one or more of the charms resonate with you and make sense to you. Then chances are there is something in the message for you, whether it's the whole message or just one thing I say that's like, that's why Spirit guided me to watch the message. Okay, so we're going to get into the AstroDice and pineapple charming, and then we're going to get into the message. So let's see what our AstroDice have to say. We've got Capricorn, Jupiter, and the second house. So second house is natal to Taurus, and Jupiter is natal to Sag, and originally the ruler of Pisces. So you could have Capricorn, Sag, Pisces, or Taurus strong in your chart. Top three, like sun, moon, rising. You could also literally have Jupiter in the second house ruled by Capricorn, which would be a very specific call out that Spirit needed you to watch this. You could also have Jupiter in the second house. Capricorn could rule your second house and stuff like that. It could be any combination of those signs and those houses. Capricorn also rules the 10th, and Jupiter in Sag is the 9th. Pisces is the 12th. All right, so pineapple charms. I already gave Charming a really good shake off camera because he's loud. So let's see what kind of charms we've got today for whoever needs this message. My camera's a little further away now with the new setup, so the pin board's not going to reach. It's not going to reach, but we've got some charms. So we've got Puerto Rico, so you may be Puerto Rican. Ooh, we've also got our malicious, our toxic, our malicious toxic cloud. So this cloud is a storm cloud. It's one of my mood charms. So you may be in a mood or be experiencing someone in a mood who knows that they're purposefully being disruptive. Okay. That they're purposefully being disruptive, that they're pissed off or frustrated or in their wounding and choosing to take it out on other people. We've also got the Latina charm. So you may definitely be Hispanic, okay, in general. We've also got our black golden melted chained heart charm. So this is a like a trauma bond, and gold is masculine energy. So it doesn't have to be male, but it's masculine dominant energy in general. And it's a trauma bond. So you may be a guy or be dealing with someone. You may be dealing with a Spanish guy, right? A Hispanic guy. We've also got the angel wing guitar. So music may be significant. You may be getting signs and synchronicities through music. We've got a seashell, specifically purple. Yarn. So you may knit or crochet. I've got a saw. So cutting down trees or branches or something may be significant, cutting through wood in general. I've also got a measuring cup, so you could be baking. We've got a seahorse. a Christmas tree. So you may be a Capricorn born around Christmas, or the holiday may be significant. We've also got a needle, so sewing. I've got a palm tree, so you may have palm trees where you are, right? Like Florida or the islands or something like that. It could be a symbol for your state. Like I know South Carolina's symbol is a palm tree and crescent moon. We've also got a globe, a songbird, and the sunshine. But this particular sun always reminds me of Godsmack. So Godsmack may be significant. You may have any of those tattooed, okay? We've got 3 different sign charms. I've got Cancer, Leo, and Sagittarius. So they may be significant in your chart. You may have a strong placement in there. And then I've got a black bee. And for those of you who need it super specific, black is yin. So it could be feminine dominant, but it could be any initial or place that you live or something significant surrounding the letter B. All right. So with that, let's get into the message. I've pulled the Heal Yourself reading cards, the Shadowscapes Tarot, the Vice Versa Tarot, and the Crystal Mandala. So we're going to see what comes out. We're going to see what comes out. Whoever needs the message, right? In divine time, whenever it catches you, chances are it's catching you for good reason. So let's see. If the charms don't resonate with you, that's fine. Just take the message how it resonates and trust your discernment. Okay. So what is going on, Spirit? That you would guide me to go live at this time for this message. What is in the highest good? What is in the highest good? One more shuffle. What is this message about? What do they need to know? Shout out to all our new subscribers too, by the way. I saw that little pop in the numbers. Thanks for joining us and supporting us. Y'all are awesome. What else we got going on here? Discover your life purpose. Anything else? I feel like there's more. What else? And alchemy. Technically, both of these cards flew out in the reverse, so I'm going to read them accordingly. I feel like there's still more. And Phoenix Rising. Bottom of the deck is rejection. Top of the deck is procrastination. I think someone's been consciously putting off something because they're afraid of the choice someone else would make in regards to their decision to move forward, like the fear of rejection. I think that someone is having a really hard time alchemizing or finding that space of inner union wherever they are. but they're being pushed, right? They're being pushed to kind of reinvent themselves or come back stronger than they were. I feel like someone is in a stuck situation within themselves, and I think that's reflecting in their outer experience. Someone may have tried to make someone else their purpose. Someone may have tried to make someone else their purpose and kind of neglected the fact that their healing is their purpose, happiness is their purpose, right? I think they're trying to make someone else happy and maybe forgetting about themselves. Hey, Lala, how you doing? I love rainbows. I love it. I love rainbows. I love color, if you can't tell. If you can't tell. Yeah, I feel like someone has to rewrite their story. Ooh, there's a black cat in the background here. If y'all caught the moon event, the most recent moon event secret code names, one of the secret code names was Black Cat. And that's kind of just pulling me right to that. So if you go back into the live streams on the channel, you'll be able to find the new moon in Pisces, the secret code name Black Cat. If I remember, I'll link it in the comments with the timestamps after, so you can just go right to it if you are catching this in divine time, like somewhere in the future from this present moment. But I feel as if someone's vision, they're seeing someone else's mountains, thinking that they can get to the top and be successful with someone on their mountains. But it's like not their mountain to climb, you know what I mean? And I feel like there may be someone else outside of this whole energy dynamic who might be wishing in the highest good for someone. Like, regardless of outcome, you know, doesn't have to be romantic, but it's like, it's almost like this energy of someone praying for them, that they kind of wake up to themselves and see. Let's see what's going on. Insight, please. Grand Rising. Let's see. Insight into this. Yeah, I think someone's afraid of getting rejected. So if someone is in a trauma bond, right? If someone is in a trauma bond, I think they know they need to get out of it. I think they recognize that it's painful. They may have someone literally purposefully trying to upset them and get under their skin, right? Someone major projecting their own pain. And they probably want to come forward to someone else or reinvent their life or express to someone how unhappy they are, but they're afraid of being stuck where they are, and that they would be rejected for moving forward in the direction they actually want to move forward in. And so they're staying stuck, right? They're staying stuck. The fear of rejection is kind of keeping them there. Insight, please, into this energy, spirit. Something doesn't want to come together, or someone doesn't want two people coming together. Whoever this person is attached to may also be procrastinating on their own healing or putting it off. Like someone handed someone else an empty cup. It's almost like making it look like they're offering themselves, but they're not. They're kind of keeping their best self to themselves, and they're not giving their best to someone. And it's almost like they know what their best is, and they just choose not to give it. Insight, please, Spirit. Again, you could have, I'm being drawn back to the charms. You could have Jupiter in Cancer, Leo, or Sag. If not Capricorn, you could have any of those signs in the second house. You can have any of those in your big three. Knight of Swords, Knight of Pentacles. Six of Cups. Give me clarities, please. You can have someone who is really judgmental. Someone is hypercritical or highly judgmental. Or someone who's giving ultimatums. There's someone giving someone else ultimatums. But I'm getting this vibe of like it's like a regular thing. Give me one more row of clarity, please. One more. Yeah, someone's having a really difficult time communicating how much they want to love themselves and move forward from something or take a leap of faith on something else. Someone is really being challenged. They're really in their head. The Tower's on the bottom. Four of Swords is on top. They're terrified. I think the fear of rejection is crippling. I got strong Taurus Libra out here, Scorpio out here, Aries out here, Uranus. The crossing energy is the challenge. I feel like someone is really having a hard time communicating how they want to be treated. I think someone is focusing on someone else. And is having a really hard time taking the opportunity or listening to that like intuitive ping to connect with a soulmate that they feel safe with. I'm hearing that it feels like home. They're not, this person is not showing themselves any compassion. They're not showing themselves any mercy. And they do have this little birdie in their ear kind of thing, like spirit in their ear, like letting them know that they deserve joy. They deserve happiness. They deserve to experience sweetness. I think the challenge with this person is that they don't believe that. I think there's a resistance to that. They have to be willing, the value, right? The value of the reading. I think that they have to be willing to take the time, because I think it's going to take some time. It's not like going to be an overnight thing. They're going to have to weave a new web, so to speak. They're going to have to tell a new tale or create a new storyline for themselves. Like they're going to have to rewrite their character in order to receive. Like this person has to put the work in and see how the person that they were did not yield the ending or the result that they wanted. And it's like having to reinvent their character in order to achieve a better ending. Someone is having a hard time putting in the work, like they don't want to change, which is probably why they're with someone who is not changing, and it's toxic because who they are or are choosing to be or were choosing to be with a different sacred soulmate, possibly from their past with the Six of Cups. They refuse to change or be better. And I think that they're with someone who refuses to change or be better, and they're not happy. They're not happy. Their mind is like a prison. I think they want to level it. They want to tear the reality down. Yeah, they want to get away from it. They're being pinged to get away from it. Emperor is underneath of that. Temperance is underneath of that. Yeah, they want to choose the alchemy process. They're just suffering until they do. All right. What else do we need to know about this situation? What does the rewrite look like if they were to get out of their stuck space? Let's do that. If they were to get out and choose to get out of their stuck space, if they were to choose the value of the reading and hold themselves in judgment and then reinvent the self so that they can put in the work to get what they really want to receive out of life, if they were to make the changes, if they were to take that time and be patient with themselves to grow. What does that look like? What does that look like? The Phoenix rising energy. What does that look like? Judgment card is out here again. Death card's out here as well. Double Scorpio. We've also got the Queen of Wands, fire signs. Gemini is out here. Specifically Mercury. Top of the deck is the Two of Cups. And we've got the Hierophant in the back face on bottom. I think the biggest challenge, if they were to choose to reinvent themselves, is staying in that vibration of their angelic or light nature, that they would continue to show themselves compassion and mercy and look at the bright side of things. Like, even if the path is not easy, that they would continue to choose in the high vibration of things. Because I feel like along the journey, they're conflicted. They are a conflicted individual. They probably had a really difficult life, maybe more difficult than they care to admit or acknowledge to themselves sometimes. This person has their demons. I think they need to resurrect their better nature with the right people. I think a part of them is always going to have that pull from their trauma that would obviously take some time to heal. It's almost like they have to challenge themselves. Almost like healthy competition. You know, like if they do have a sacred soulmate who is in their light, the best way or the easiest way for them to stay in alignment with said soulmate is to have a healthy competition with them on who can stay in their light energy longer. Because if there's not a healthy competition there, and it starts to become a you're a better person than me kind of mindset, they'll sabotage themselves out of it. So it's almost like rising to the challenge of being as light or more light, quote unquote, more light than someone else, just to keep their toxicity at bay. And I think that they would have to do some serious digging. Remembering that the trauma is only inside their mind, but not in their soul. And it's like having to keep the trauma in its place, knowing and recognizing that it's trauma that wants to act out and choosing to act in alignment against their own trauma. That they would not repeat their old toxicity, because it definitely doesn't result in anything that they like experiencing. This person may need to consistently do work with visualization, remembering that they are not who they were, they're who they're choosing to be. Walking side by side with someone. It's not a matter of who is in the lead, it's who's walking side by side. I think that over time, this person has the ability to heal as long as they're self-aware enough to know when their trauma, when their wounds, when their demons are trying to come to the surface. As long as they could stay aware of it they can keep it in check long enough to start doing the inner work in order to really start reversing some of that psychology. We have the Tetragrammaton on the back of the Hierophant card. The inner child holds the key. It's Chiron energy. I think there's a really beautiful side to this person. I think that it comes out to the wrong people. Let me pull. This is my hand-drawn deck. What other energy, spirit? Clarify this person in general. The person this reading is definitely about dealing with their trauma. Clarify this person's energy. Okay, so this might be really specific. If I am talking to a dude, like someone who resonates as a guy, I think if they're tied up with someone, specifically a mother energy, they want to put a match to it. Like, they want to put a match to it. If there's someone that they're involved with children, I think that they're starting to realize that they look at the demons in someone else and see an angel, right? They're not registering energy correctly, right? The broken mind. I know that light is like hella bright, but it's someone who is literally looking at a demon. The demon is right in front of them. The toxic individual is right in front of them, right? Toxic as fuck, right in front of them. But they see their greatest potential and treat them like an angel, register them like an angel, even though their behavior outright is toxic as fuck, right? This person wants to sing a new tune. They want to write a new story. I think that the toxic person is money hungry or greedy. Someone has to take the light hammer to their baggage, so to speak. And just kind of shatter it. The Black Swan. Whoever the sacred soulmate was, and we have the key here on the bottom, or the top with the mushroom. Yeah. I think that this person has a really intense duality within themselves. I think that they're capable of really strong empathy for deeply damaged people. And they also are deeply damaged and reflect that toxicity out when they're around intensely healing people. Like, they're a black swan. How I describe black swan energy, like, swans are beautiful, right? If you were to look at a lake and there were a bunch of ducks on the lake and there was a swan, you would be magnetized or mesmerized by the swan, right? You want to look at the swan. The swan stands out. It's beautiful. But if you were to look at a lake filled with swans and one of them was a black swan, your eyes would be locked on the black swan. It doesn't matter how beautiful the other swans are, you would be mesmerized and drawn to the black swan, right? It's rare. And I feel like this person has that energy. They have black swan energy, and they draw or have experienced a black swan outside of themselves for that reason, but they may not have been willing to receive it, right? Which is why this past life person coming up, like we have double judgment, we've got the Six of Cups here. I think that this person coming up, the sacred soulmate, right? The healer, I think they've encountered one, not realizing or not acknowledging or finding their healer at a time when they were unwilling to heal. They didn't want to look at themselves. They didn't want to admit how damaged they were. They were probably in a great deal of denial. And it's easier for them to be in that black swan kind of healer energy for other deeply damaged people. But they're miserable when they're dealing with deeply damaged people. And I think there's a part of the mirror that has to recognize that their healer may have really went through a great deal of suffering in an attempt to pull them into their own healing, right? Just like they're suffering, trying to heal, right? Trying to heal someone else, they're suffering. I think that there has to be some kind of a lesson learned for them, right? That whoever was attempting to heal them was also deeply suffering in an attempt to do so. And to not want someone else to suffer in their attempts to show them compassion and mercy and give the same energy in return, right? To create that switch, that flip switch inside the mind that says, I'm no longer going to try to save toxic people. I'm going to try and save myself and be with someone who sees the beauty in me, the angel in me, that all of these toxic people don't see or acknowledge or show appreciation for or reciprocity for, and start to have that reciprocal dynamic with someone who is like their better version, you know, who reflects their better version, so that they can actually go through the healing. They can actually learn to receive love and learn to receive healthy energy exchange and get out of the toxic cycles. Because I think this person, until they really start to accept that all of the light they put out is the light they deserve back. Like, this is someone who thinks they deserve to be punished. They deserve to be unimportant, which is sad, right? They were taught from a very young age that their needs are not important. Their emotional needs, their physical needs, their financial needs, their safety needs, their psychological needs, like none of it is important. And so they're trying to show other people who also feel that way that all of those things are important, but they're getting shit on. And it's because they're not recognizing how important that is for themselves. I think they had somebody in their life who was like that. I think that there's a part of them that wants to go back to said person, but is deeply afraid of being rejected by that person because they probably royally fucked it up, you know? And so it's like they're at this point where the crossroads is asking them, do you want to continue down the path you're on and suffer? Or do you literally want to set a match to it and try and go back and reset and pick up where you left off, even if that means you've got to put in work, even if that means it's not quite the same, even if that means you have to rebuild, even if that means the reciprocity is going to have to take place, right? That you're going to have to legitimately like battle your demons head on, who want you to sabotage it, who want you to fail, who want you to go back and feel damned, who want you to go back and be alone and feel alone, like no one loves you and no one cares. Like, do you want to go back to that energy with people who are toxic? You know, I think that they're going to have to choose between where they're at and where they want to be, right? Where they're at and where they want to be. Let's get some guidance. Let's get some guidance. Spirit, please. What is the guidance for those who would catch this reading. This is the Crystal Mandala Oracle. Thank you too to everybody who likes and comments and shares this out. You're appreciated, by the way. Don't forget to subscribe if the message resonates. If you're still here, don't forget to subscribe. All right, what is the guidance, please? What is the guidance? From word to world. Sacred play is on the bottom. Goddess Saraswati and Ammonite. From word to world. Let's read for you. It's crystal number 888, card number 40. It says, we bring you the empowerment of word to world. What you speak of with intention, you shall manifest. What you speak of with intention, you will manifest. It says you are blessed with the creative power of an open and activated throat chakra. As you release subconscious fear of speaking your truth, memories will be silenced and claim your true divine voice, your ability to change your world through your intention being amplified. You have the power of divine creation through sound in you. What you wish to create and experience, speak it with joy. You know, we talked about at the very beginning how this person was afraid to communicate. They were afraid to communicate from a place that chooses their self-love, right? That chooses the opportunity being pinged to them by the divine to seize on, right? To take the opportunity to live their life and heal. Right, to communicate their needs, right? Whatever that looks like in the outer experience, to communicate with whoever. When you speak it with intention and the desire to create better, you can manifest what you want. Like, you don't have to be afraid of it. If you're disingenuous or, you know, manipulative in some way and you're false or you're not sincere, of course you're going to be rejected. But if you know that you're sincere in what you're saying and have that will to follow through despite any challenges that you would face against your own shadows moving forward, like, you can be successful, right? It says there are many times on the spiritual path when we feel we are in circumstances not of our choosing. In fact, we may think there's no way I would have chosen this situation. Perhaps the mind would not, yet through the frequency of our being, we are attracted to various people, places, and things, right, via our energy. If we have healthy self-esteem, we will tend to be attracted to that which uplifts, assists, and inspires. If we are healing issues to do with self-worth or can spiritually benefit from an experience of lower vibrational energy to help us on our life journey, we will be unconsciously attracted to that which feels lowering. Those experiences tend to generate fear and negativity and don't feel good, and that they can sometimes be the motivational push we need to break free of fear, because we simply cannot bear feeling that way anymore. They may also teach us to hold compassion for the suffering of others and inspire us to work in the healing arts. Lowering experiences may also help us find gratitude in our hearts for simple happiness too. If there is a more joyful way to learn that, and many times there will be, then why not choose that for yourself? The frequency of our being has a bearing on experiences and our self-esteem. The higher the self-esteem, the more likely we are to want to raise our frequency. It feels better to live with a higher frequency and higher self-esteem. We make choices that support us rather than sabotage our best intentions, and we find it easier to set clear boundaries and say no to influences not good for us. We have more fun, we feel happier, and believe in our own value. We can then take risks in life that open us up to more of our divinity, raising our frequency yet again. It is a positive cycle of creation. If you want to change your experience of life, change your frequency. You will start repelling or feel repelled by people, behaviors, or places that once may have enthralled and enslaved your body and mind. Fear will not be able to grip you in the same way as it could at lower frequencies. You'll have more energy to deal with life, and you'll attract more experiences that increase the good feelings you have about yourself and your love for the world around you. The easiest way to change your frequency is to consciously choose your words. If you find yourself dwelling on the negative, switch it up. Look at the same situation as a way through which you can grow. You can be curious and open and very willing to grow so the situation can evolve into something far more enjoyable. You can adopt a positive attitude and be determined you are going to empower yourself with your attitude rather than feel victimized and defeated. Don't just adjust your attitude, speak about it differently. It is a way to grow stronger. Is it a way to learn how to trust unconditionally and build your faith in the face of the unknown? Is it a chance to let go or an opportunity to grow your self-respect? Can you choose to claim your power to feel good about who you are, even in the face of another's fearful criticism? There is always a positive spin to find in any situation. You just have to be willing to do it. And as you do, your frequency rises. When your frequency becomes incompatible with the lower vibration of negativity, one of two things will happen. Either your frequency transforms the fear and a solution appears, or your frequency repels the fear and that person, place, or situation will leave your life. Either way, this is a good solution. It allows you to feel good and attract new and uplifting energies into your life. This oracle comes to you with a message. Use your voice. Speak your truths and your desires. Speak of what you wish to experience, and when you catch yourself thinking or speaking in a voice other than love, be kind and change it. Your words have power. Use them wisely. If another has been speaking negativity to you, you have the power to do something about it. Express how you feel when hearing it, or choose to step back, or both. You have the right and the spiritual responsibility to choose which of the many and varied voices in the world you will allow to enter your mind. If you've been working with affirmations or suggesting or an interest in using your voice in a healing capacity, then this oracle encourages you to honor that feeling as well. Use your voice as it can play a role in manifesting your divine destiny. So when we talk about the energy of this card, understanding that words have power and what the mirror is, like that, this card was talking about how sometimes we are attracted to, drawn to, enthralled by, deeply desiring, right, or lusting after even people who are of a vibration that we need in order to heal. Sometimes that pull, that attraction to someone is so strong and it ends up so toxic, and it's because there are parts of us that are deeply wounded that are in need of healing. right? And so instead of being in that victim mindset or this negative self-talk, like I always attract horrible situations, or everything that I do turns to shit, or everybody I love just uses me or takes advantage of me, or I'm a fuck up, I always fuck it up, the right person, I let them get away, or, you know, I'm broken, I'm a mistake, I'm this, I'm that. Like, instead of negative self-talk, like, start acknowledging what spirit's actually doing. Like, you're not broken and you're not a fuck up, you're a human here. You have your character, which is within your power to rewrite. It is. You can choose to shift and change and put in that work to rewire your choices, right? To rewire your behavior, to start recognizing what toxicity brings into your life and choose to heal it so that it no longer brings it into your life. You can start to say, instead of I'm a fuck up, you could say I'm healing, I'm learning. I'm healing and I'm learning. I'm not fucking up. I'm healing and I'm learning. I'm not broken. I'm not a mistake. I don't deserve to feel like shit, right? I don't deserve to feel like shit. I don't deserve to be treated like shit. I can stop choosing it, right? I can recognize the fact that my wounding seriously draws me like a physical attraction or a chemistry to people that I need to heal. And when I feel those things, I can recognize that that energy leads down a certain path of toxicity, because my wounds would always use this energy to pull me into the shadows, right? When we find ourselves lusting after someone specifically, chances are, because lust is quote unquote one of the 7 deadly sins, right? If you find yourself lusting after someone, being intensely attracted to them, chances are you have a shadow that wants to show itself to you in your experience, and it's going to feel like crap. So if you find yourself intensely attracted to someone or lusting after someone, that's your key to understand that person is probably going to be toxic as fuck. And you'll suffer through it, right? And you'll suffer through it. And you can literally consciously choose to deny that feeling. You can find safety and peace and security in your experience with someone who you're not necessarily lusting after, willing to sacrifice yourself for, but who is reciprocal with you, and they're a beautiful person, right? They're just a beautiful person, inside or outside or both, you know? Being able to choose the kind of individual you want in your life, and being able to choose to reciprocate the beauty of that individual so that they continue to pour, right? And you continue to pour and they continue to pour, and you fill each other up instead of one person draining out for the other. Right. It doesn't pan out well when we drain for someone else and we're chasing crumbs. It doesn't feel good to be used. It doesn't feel good to be taken advantage of. Like, if you have this thought in your mind, like, they're only with me for the money, right? They're only with me because they need things. They don't even care about me. They don't love me. They don't appreciate me. They're literally just using the fuck out of me. Well, acknowledge the truth in that. Do you deserve to be used? Do you deserve to be taken advantage of? Do you deserve to be in relationship dynamics where you are not loved and literally just a means to an end for someone else who's vampirically siphoning off your currencies? No. No. You know, were you attracted to a situation to help you heal? Yeah. Like, start to find gratitude in that. Start to find gratitude in the fact that you are attracted to somebody to help you heal so that you can get out of those cycles. Allow yourself to use your voice to express what you do and don't like. And if you need to leave, then use your voice to express the fact that you're done. Use your voice to communicate with someone who might be a long shot, but fuck it. What else do you have to lose? Right? What do you have to lose? Take the shot for yourself, right? Take the chance for yourself. The worst that could happen is somebody has moved on, and at the very least, you've acknowledged the fact that you can't stay where you are, and now you can start choosing a different path because one option's off the table, which means there must be another one, or there must be a better one. Because when you're in that high vibration of love within the self and willing to accept better for the self and choose better for the self and reciprocate with better energy and stay in that higher alignment, Spirit will always connect you with someone in alignment with that. You will attract it. You will be drawn to people who are in alignment with how you want to feel, so that you can let go of the vibration that attracted situations you no longer want to feel. Like, you have to be able to trust your frequency, right? Trust your energy, that when you choose to love yourself and you choose better, that is what will happen, even if it doesn't happen the way that you think. Like, you have to be willing to hop into this full energy and take a leap of faith on yourself. Take a leap of faith on a new energy. Take a leap of faith on your best energy and what that means, you know, that you're worth it. You're worth it. Even if people have made mistakes, even if they've suffered because of your own inability to heal at a certain time in your life. If you've hurt people, it doesn't mean you deserve to be punished. It doesn't mean you deserve to suffer. It doesn't mean you deserve whatever, because you were literally healing. That's why we're all here. You're not a horrible person for healing. It's literally why we are all here. That's why we're all here. Like, don't be so hard on yourself. Don't be so self-critical, right? You can cast judgment on the choices that you've made and choose better. You can analyze your behavior and your choices and the kind of people you attracted and for what reasons and certain behavior, and use that analysis to start making corrections and fine-tune yourself. But don't be your worst critic and put yourself down and cast such a shade on yourself that you suffer in life. Like, embrace that you're healing. Embrace that you're figuring it out. Hold gratitude for life's most challenging experiences, because they're pushing you through divine discomfort into divine comfort, right? That's the whole point. No one came and said as a soul, I'm going to come into this life so I could suffer my whole life and then repeat. Like, no one said that. Everybody said, okay, I have wounds in my soul, right? This facet of the collective soul that I hold, and I want to heal it. And so I'm going to go into this life and learn to thrive. I'm going to get out of survival mode and I'm going to get into thriving mode. I'm going to get out of self-sabotage and I'm going to get into self-discovery. I'm going to get out of, this toxic shadow energy trauma that I've been carrying with me for lifetimes, and I'm going to heal it this lifetime. That is always our goal. To raise vibration is always the goal. Sometimes, yeah, we go through an entire lifetime and don't hit the goal, but that's why we come back. So if you're here, it's because you had a goal you wanted to hit. You wanted the generational trauma, the curse, whatever it is, to end with you. You wanted it to end with you. So make good on that. Say, fuck it. Go for the healing. Go for the healing. Don't stagnate yourself inside the bullshit. It doesn't feel good. And it's not worth it, right? We're talking about life purpose here, alchemy here, Phoenix rising here, multiple Scorpio cards. This might be super specific for people who are of that Pluto Scorpio generation. For real. So, love yourself. Take that match, put it to your baggage. See people in their low vibrational frequencies for who they are. Like, yes, they have potential just like you do. But it is not your job to get them there. It's their job to get them there, just like it's your job to get you where you need to be. You can't burn their baggage. You can only burn your own. You can see their potential, but it don't do shit. It don't mean shit if you can't see your own. If you can't see your own potential and they're in your mirror, they'll never see their potential either. You literally have to see your value in order to set them on a path where they can potentially see theirs. But so long as y'all are stuck in toxicity, right, those trauma bonds, you're not going to heal each other. You can heal yourself and lead by example so that they can learn from your example and choose to do the same. If they have to fuck up a good thing to start healing and recognize the value of what they were receiving and how to reciprocate, well, then they have to fuck up a good thing and learn. You know, that's life. They got to find gratitude in the lessons. If they want to be bitter and be resentful or whatever, like that sounds like a them problem. It sounds like they lost a black swan. And now they're pissed at themselves for the black swan, realizing that they weren't getting a black swan in return. Like, how are you going to be pissed at the black swan for realizing that you were just a duck pretending? It looks like a duck and it acts like a duck and it quacks like a duck, right? It's not a black swan. You know? I hope this message reached whoever it needed to reach. Because if you're thinking about burning it all down and reinventing your life, you probably should. You probably should. You should free yourself for something better. Open yourself up. Show yourself some compassion and some mercy and start forgiving yourself for times that you were ignorant. Forgive yourself for the times that you were ignorant. You don't know until you know. You know? So I love you guys. I appreciate all the support that you continue to show us. And I'll catch you next time. Bye, everyone.